Right after I finished recording the deck tech video, I had to step away for like almost exactly a day. But I'm back now to play a few games just to show you how this deck runs. And hopefully we don't get abysmally unlucky draws or unrepresentatively lucky draws. This hand is like tremendously empty and is missing an entire color, so we're gonna mulligan it. This is actually, believe it or not, a much better hand. We have all of our colors. We're going to be able to get up to 3 mana, which is going to enable us to play the Enforcer and the Nightmare and Backlash if need be. So let's play this. I'm representing 2 black, 2 green. There's nothing in this deck that costs 2 blue, but I'll just grab a blue anyways. But you want to hit 2 green and 2 black if possible to get the Inquisitor out if you draw it on the 5th turn, Inquisitor Mokto. My opponent is entirely tapped down, so the path is completely clear for Recurring Nightmare. If I had another compelling play, like another good creature or something, there might be an argument for still not playing it this early, just to not give them an idea as to what my deck is. But probably not. It's probably a pretty bad argument. Alright, for 1 green or 1 black, is there anything in this game as a fast spell that would beat Nightmare? The answer to that, I'm almost certain, is no. So we're going to slap it down. Maybe I look like a fool now and I forgot about some super important card, but doesn't look like it. And yeah, I'd rather get an extra turn with my Nightmare than prevent them from war crying. Okay. Thankfully, we have removal for that card. So we're going to freeze it and go in with the Nightmare. If they play another flyer, the Enforcer will turn it into a non-flyer. It's sort of a soft removal, a way of getting rid of potential blockers. There you go. So Valkyrie Enforcer is obviously a tremendously effective answer to the Mokto, and we're very, very happy that we drew an extra land because that enables us to play the Enforcer and the Nightmare in the same turn. So now I'm representing lethal. My opponent has 1 turn to put down an answer. I expect that they will. The question is, will we be able to respond to it without just blowing everything up? I'm very glad that it does not have Aegis. That would have been a problem for us. Yeah, so since there's a decent chance that I'm going to be Harsh Rolling next turn anyways, I'll tempt whatever pump spell they're representing here. Finest Hour here. So almost certainly Harsh Roll is the play now. Yeah, and hope that they don't just get this back immediately. Because even if I drew another land and I could play Oathbrook, Oathbrook, I assume this resolves. They could protect something maybe. But yeah, then, okay, yeah, protect, sure. Certainly that's annoying. But that also heavily suggests to me that they do not have another flyer in their hand. So anyways, even if we could go Oathbrook, Oathbrook, and then Nightmare, it would still only have 3 toughness. Alright, Mokto is pretty darn good here. Okay. Again, there may have been an argument, similarly, there may have been an argument for not playing it and hoping to draw land and getting Backlash, but I think that argument sucks. So this is perfectly lethal right here. Unfortunate. But we came pretty close to sealing the deal. They just had a protect when we really needed them not to have a protect. Note that they did not have another flying card, and I was holding my Backlash for that if they had used kill a unit against the Nightmare. So we came very close. They just had to protect when they needed it. This hand is absolutely abysmal because they're missing blue, and absolutely every card in our hand requires blue. So that solved our problem right there, which is very nice. We'll be able to get out Kothon on turn 2. which will almost certainly draw a torch. Which is fine, because that's a torch that isn't going to hit Recurring Nightmare. Sure. Note that the more stuff they load this guy down with, or the more things they play, the better Lightning Storm gets. Yeah, so in this situation, I'm not going to play the Nightmare because there is so much stuff that can kill the Nightmare, but if they don't play a torch right now, then they almost certainly don't have a torch. They do have a torch. Now the question is, do we want to protect our Kothon? And I see almost no reason not to. It would enable us to play Nightmare one turn sooner safely, but we also have 2 Nightmares. So let's protect Kothon, knowing that they will certainly continue to spend removal on it. And I'm also going to shoot this so that they don't get the War Cry off, rather than doing it during their turn, because I might not get priority before it attacks. Note also that I chose to protect rather than backlashing. I could have backlashed, but I wanted to be able to annihilate this like supremely good annihilate target. This seems like a time to Lightning Storm and try to just draw the last bit of removal that they probably have in their hand. So Lightning Storm, try to get rid of the 3/2, pave the way for an attack here. Kind of looks like they don't have instant speed removal left right now. They might have drawn some. But especially given that we have 2 Nightmares, I think it's time to start playing some Nightmares. Oh, okay. Yes, absolutely. Alright. In we go. Now I would really like to start drawing some land, ideally a green source in particular. I want to get up to 5 mana. But I can't complain too much. We can race this. Can't play that, unfortunately. We can race this until the moment that they draw removal for my Recurring Nightmare. But if I get a green source, I'll absolutely enforcer this, because Nightmare is more fragile than the Brigand is. So, still really hoping for a green source. Okay, now I'm really hoping to be able to Harsh Rule. Well, this is exceptionally annoying. I suppose I start chump blocking. I'm on a 2-turn clock here, and I can't play Harsh Rule before I die. Well, this sucks. Yeesh. Things are looking pretty great there for a while. We hit all of the pieces, we just couldn't get any land. Yep, that's it. So this isn't the best advertisement for the deck, but it still does win overall more often than not. I'm climbing on the ladder and winning most of my games. Yeah, oh well, these two are draft actually, but today I've played 3 games of this deck, lost 2 and won 1, but I didn't record the one that I won. I think the best advertisement for the deck is the number of decisions that you have to make when you're playing it. Way, way higher than with most other brews, because it's sort of than with most other decks that I'm seeing around, because it's something of a combo control deck. I guess we pretty reluctantly keep this. 5 lands is a huge number of lands, but absolutely getting a green source here because we only have 1. But yeah, I mean, this hand is probably like the tiniest bit better than replacement. Although we're very, very concerned by the fact that our opponent is blue-black, which is the worst color combo, probably, to keep a slow hand against. I predict if they remove this, we're kind of out of the game. Thank goodness. Oh, okay. 2 land draws is not what we needed. It's really not what we needed. So the Oathbrook allows us to get in there. They have, yeah. Well, if it survives until I have 6 mana, then we're in good shape. Nope. No, thank you. I'll take the 3. I don't know what they have, but it's something. My goodness. Alright. Let's do some deck thinning. It is irrelevant what we pick here. 4 or 5. I mean, they probably drew a torch. If they have +4 attacking quick draw, they'll definitely play it here, and we're sunk. But I can't just not engage at all. Right? It's not an option for me to take 3, 5, 7, plus however much the turn after that. I would go down to, like, at most 7 or 8. Oh. Sorry if that buzzing is distracting. I'm getting a phone call. Okay, well, I mean, if you didn't have something, it could be +2 attacking quick draw. I mean, that's kind of the thing here. Torch kills, Torch kills. Temper doesn't. So, okay, I'll block the 3/3. See what happens. I'm very confused by their play here. Oh, that's brutal. Okay. Yeah, I'm still learning how to play around Omen's cards. Oh, that's really brutal. Alright, that's a lesson for the future. That card exists. Now we have a good old-fashioned race, and I am really not in good shape for it. So this is 4, next turn 5, turn after that. So they are on a 2-turn clock if they can't get rid of it. Yeah, just barely, right? Next turn we're dealing 5 damage. Turn after that we'll be dealing 11 damage, rather. Five, 7, 8. I lose. I can't. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I double counted, so that's 9 sigils and 3 cards. I don't know. I consider it a pretty good advertisement for the deck again that I got mana screwed so hard and still had them on a 2-turn timer. Like, we were 1 turn away from winning that game, supposing that they didn't have removal. Okay, let's win this game. Show how the deck works when it actually works, and then call it quits. Because these games have actually been, like, interactive and hopefully pretty informative. And they've showcased that you really do have to think when you're piloting this deck. Like, I probably made plenty of mistakes. So it kind of shows how, like, even with almost all of the Omens decks I'm seeing, there's still almost no decision-making involved. Or at least not more than with the previous iteration of best decks in the meta. Like, Weapons Rakano had no decisions. Warcry Rakano has no decisions. I'm feeling pretty secure here. These are not colors that really threaten us, and we have an Oathbrook out, and we have a second Recurring Nightmare. So, now I want to draw all the lands that I had last game. Okay, that is normally a very dangerous card for us. But the fact that I have the Oathbrook out means that I'm not looking at just having 1 health nightmares. So normally I would be very annoyed, not annoyed, but concerned about that card. So our opponent got mana screwed, so this is actually the least interesting game that we've played today. But yeah, normally this is an extremely good card against us. Not really in this game. So yeah, and same with this. The Oathbrook. So the two things that are very good against this card, Desert Marshal. When I tell people about this deck, Desert Marshal is usually the first thing that pops to mind for them as something that's dangerous. There are two reasons. Two of the cards that I put green in here for make Desert Marshal much less dangerous, and that's Paladin Oathbrook, as you just saw. Normally it's a death sentence for the Nightmare. Whoops. I should probably get in there with both, huh? They might have a Flash Flying Death Touch here. Anyways, normally it's a death sentence for the Nightmare. Like if they marshaled this thing, that would be deadly. But Oathbrook means that it's not. It was still an 11-4. They still needed a whole other card to get rid of it. And Protect also stops a Desert Marshal from doing anything to it. Okay, and now we have Protect, and now we're going to start getting our Oathbrook bonus, because we only have one Nightmare. The one thing that this deck certainly is playing that I can't deal with is the 1/1 Ambush, Flying, and Deadly, which is Winged Coatl from Magic the Gathering. It's something Mosquito or something in this game. And they're keeping 3 up, which is exactly what that card is. But they certainly will not play it until I play a Nightmare, so we just kind of have to eat that, I'm afraid. Okay, that is not an issue for us. Much, much better than what I was afraid of. Alright, now we're repping lethal. They know that we are. What they don't know is that we have a Protect. Okay, so I won that game, but my opponent did get mana screwed. Let's do, how much space have I taken up on my hard drive with this recording? Okay, let's do one more game. See if we can't finish that 5 Shadow Winds deck. 5 Shadow Winds quest, I mean. Oh boy. Pretty soon, in a few days, probably, I'm going to post a video walkthrough of a diplomacy game that I've been playing, the board game Diplomacy. I was playing on a diplomacy website, playdiplomacy.com, and we had a really, really fun, really interactive game. Highly recommend that website, and I'll be posting a walkthrough of like how that game went, because I think it's really interesting. Here I have nothing to protect Kothon, so we'll just slap it down. Would love to see another black source for Inquisitor Mocto, and then never again see another land ever. Every time I play someone who's playing a deck like this, I always think that I just played against them, but actually I just played against someone who has an identical deck, probably. So, in we go with both of these. They're all tapped down, whatever. They also didn't seem to have Torch, which is something to keep in mind for next turn. That is, frankly, the central reason to put Kothon in this deck. Oh, by the way, since the deck tech yesterday, I did a bit of drafting, and I was able to afford my 4th Kothon. Certainly no blocks here. We're probably actually just going to spend next turn vanquishing that thing to make sure that we're ahead in the race. Very nice, and we can put down Mocto next. So let's attack first. Anyhow. Right, that is the reason to have Kothon in this deck. The central reason is it is the canary in the coal mine for Torch. If they are going to spend a Torch, they will spend it on turn 2 on Kothon in almost every single situation. If they do spend that Torch, great, you got the Torch out of their hand. There you have it. Although that's strange because they knew that I had Recurring Nightmare. Anyhow. If they don't spend that Torch, you know they don't have it. If they do spend that Torch, you got it out of their hand. So, Kothon is like the perfect signal or sponge for torches to stop your Nightmare from dying. Okay. Don't care so much about that War Cry. Although they have gotten it off a lot. Oh, very nice. Very, very nice. So I'll keep this back. First, let's send in Nightmare. And hold back the Inquisitor, because we're pretty low on health here, and we'll freeze that thing. Yeah, I was pretty worried because this is very, very hard to block. Let's just hope they don't have something that gives endurance. Is there anything in pure red? I don't really know why you don't play green in this deck. Kind of seems strictly better. It's not like Mana Screw is a huge problem in like red-green weenies. Okay, just gonna keep doing this until I see some removal. Then we'll start attacking with the Inquisitor, but hopefully that doesn't become an issue. So, unfortunately, no, we totally have lethal next turn, unless they get rid of the Mokto. Or unless they play something so fat that I want to keep the Mokto back in case of removal. It's just going with everybody, the whole team. Yep. All right. So that's the deck. Lost 3, won 2. I would argue that the deck is a little bit better than this video made it look, but the main thing that I would encourage you all to focus on is just how much thinking actually was involved in that game. Frankly, I've never created a deck in this game or even really seen a deck in this game that requires you to make nearly so many decisions as my Protected Nightmare deck does. So I'll sit on the list for a moment. It's also on my deck tech video. Strongly encourage people to build it, play around with it, see if you can win more frequently with it than I can, and let me know. Like, leave me a comment, tell me what you think about the deck, make some suggestions, or tell me if you run it, and tell me what changes you make. And keep an eye out for my diplomacy video coming in a few days. Have a good one.